Welcome back to our channel, Tech Up Your Life with Marvel the Creator. Your ultimate guide to all things tech. Let's be real for a second. You're probably not ready for the AI revolution. But that is completely fine because most people, including me, are just figuring these things out as we go. The key thing to keep in mind while we enter this new phase of human technological progress is that you need to keep your eyes open and be ready to adjust fast. Easier said than done. But the good news is that by you watching this very video, you're already in the camp of people that are actively seeking this knowledge, which puts you on the right side of history. Now all we need to do together to figure out what these changes are gonna be, so we can adjust in time. And that's exactly what this video is about. I'm gonna tell you about some of the biggest trends that are going to develop in AI over the course of 2023, so once they hit, you're ready. So stay tuned to find out how AI is changing the game behind the scenes today, and in public very, very soon. So here's my list of 7 AI predictions that will unfold over 2023. And the first one comes from a currently nascent giant in the space, Meta, Facebook. It's no secret that they've been struggling over the past 2 years with the refocus to the metaverse, and not much to show for it yet. They're falling behind a lot of these other tech companies that own the platforms that the internet is happening on today. And that's why they need to keep up an AI here. They can't just watch from the sidelines. That is very clear. And they have definitely been working behind the scenes here. One thing I want to show you, the next big thing in AI, once it's ready, it's AI-generated video. I mean, it only makes sense. Now we're able to generate images and text, and all videos are 24 images per second. Are these amazing? No. And that's why they're not public yet. This is just a glimpse of the future. But I personally can't think of a bigger game changer for the content creation industry than this feature coming out. Stock footage? Why would I ever use that again if I could custom generate every single clip I need with a few clicks? Now, to be fair, we might not see this in 2023 yet, because it's just so early, and this is a very hard problem to solve. Booty think they'll be rushing to market with some AI product, and maybe we'll see early demos. But what we see already, and most people don't know about this, are these diplomacy bots developed by Meta, Facebook. So, keep your eyes open for Meta coming out with game-changing technology here, because, as you might know, one of the most valuable thing in this game is the data set you train the AI on. And Meta has one of the most interesting and unique data sets in the world. Between Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, they know a lot more about human behavior than maybe any other company in the world. And, as you can see with these examples, they're clearly not asleep at the wheel. My next prediction here is, which is actually less of a prediction and more of a thing that already started happening, is this copyright mess that we got ourselves into with all this AI tech. The way these models function is that they learn from a bunch of data, and then there's a layer of human interaction that teaches the code what's good and what's less good. But the fact remains that, at the end of the day, every single one of these outputs is just a remix of some other data. And with art, this is getting a lot of people pissed off, and rightfully so. So, imagine all your life you've been perfecting your craft, and then you develop a unique style, and all of a sudden this thing reads it, and just by including your name it can create infinite amounts of work just in the style you've been developing all your life. Well, that really sucks. And some people are standing up and protesting already. As in this example that popped up a few days ago, a bunch of artists got together and are getting mid-journey with a copyright lawsuit. They're claiming that all their outputs are plagiarized from other artists' work. But then also, everything I'm saying right now is kind of a remix of everything I've heard and learned throughout my life, right? But, on the latter example, we have clear regulations and laws in place that governs this. With AI, not so much, though. So, this year is going to be very messy when it comes to fleshing out some of these laws. So, just be extra careful whenever you use AI output, and just be aware that some of these rights could maybe be retroactively took away from you. But honestly, this topic touches the art and imagery side more than it does text. Just be aware that something is happening. But now, let's talk about GPT-4. Now, this was a massive story over the past few weeks, right? This data is not confirmed, by the way, but it has been going viral all over social media. So, on the left, you can see GPT-3, the model of the ChatGPT is based on. It's GPT 3.5, but essentially this is how many data points it's based upon right now. And on the right, you can see how much information GPT-4 consumes to be trained. A metric ton squared more. So, is it gonna be that much better? We don't know. Is this accurate? We don't know. None of this has been confirmed by OpenAI, but the fact is GPT-4 is going to use all of the data that we have been inputting into ChatGPT on a daily basis. I mean, heck, just with the amount of experimentation I've done myself, they're gonna be able to train one hell of a content creation bot. But again, I always just use it as inspiration. Just like every video, I'm free-flowing a few bullet points here. All I douse it extensively for research. But the point is, GPT-4 is going to be ridiculous. And we just don't know how ridiculous. This is just an estimate. But at the end of the day, it's not just gonna have all the data we're training it with right now. But it might just have access to the internet. Again, we don't know. But as the competition heats up in the core course of the year, some of these players will be forced to plug this into the internet. And to give the consumers the best possible product in order to compete. So, keep your eyes peeled, and make sure to hit those notification settings, because I'll be pumping out content like my life depends on it once this comes out. If you know how to use this thing, just the level of quality you're able to deliver as the content creator is unmatched. And before we move on to next, I want to talk about AI-powered games, which are way further down the line, obviously. But it's years, not decades, right? And what I mean by that is like these role-playing games, where every character has a ChatGPT built in. And when you talk to it, it has a legit personality and can answer any question. And not just one of 5 questions that you get to pick from. As an avid gamer and concretely RPG enjoyer, I can't wait for the moment when I plug into one of these worlds that are actually alive. Where you can use a mic to communicate with the characters around you. And that leads me to the next one, which is a very important one. And that is that many scams are gonna pop up around this entire topic. And it just makes sense. We're entering uncharted territory. People don't know what to expect, and therefore they're more vulnerable to malicious actors. And honestly, we're already seeing this. All across the content space. I mean, putting up an app in the Android App Store where you simply plug ChatGPT into it and charge $8 a month. In my books, is not fine. Even a member of my family just sent me a video of, wow, look at this amazing AI app. It's just $8 a month. And you can refer friends to get free credits. And all it is ChatGPT with like a graphical user interface. I mean, fair enough, that one is still in the gray zone, because it gives youth added value of some of these presets. But you might as well watch videos like this and find out about them yourselves and save your $8 for something more meaningful. So just be on the lookout for scams and fake experts increasingly streaming into the space, as the hype around this deck is very, very real, but for a good reason. This is actually game-changing technology that we need to master and not ignore. And yes, just simply integrating ChatGPT into your daily workflows gives you an advantage over everybody else. A true superpower. And, as you might know, this entire channel is based around teaching you those superpowers, so you can get the advantage you deserve. And if you enjoyed this video, I bet that you would love that conversation. And what they brought up is that AI might turn into a commodity over the course of the next year here. With major players like Google, Microsoft, Nvidia and Facebook entering the game here soon. We will witness a literal race to deliver killer apps. But here, if you keep your eyes open and stay up to date with all the latest things in AI, there's a realistic chance of you getting that advantage. Marvel D creator. Alright, see you there.
They sweet us, you depend them, as you depend them, oh my, they sweet us.